following is a production of the Department of Broadcasting and Journalism at Western Illinois University.
Protecting places of worship in case of an active shooter. How clergy leaders in the Macomb Police Department are working together to keep churches safe.
And Macomb-grown Brett Taylor's collegiate career is over, but what impact he made on his hometown and what is in store for his future ahead.
And you'll need to bundle up for this weather report. News 3's Molly Nason will tell you if we have any relief from these frigid temperatures in sight.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
It's been 1 month since a gunman killed more than 24 church members at a small church in southern Texas. Good afternoon. Welcome to Live at 4. I'm Jennifer Holloman.
And I'm Danny Fry. The shooting brought to the forefront levels of concern for the safety of churches.
News 3's Devin Brooks has been talking with local clergy leaders and law enforcement to find out the preparation measures they're taking out of precaution. Devin?
Danny and Jennifer, yes, you would think this would be the unthinkable, but the church shooting in Texas is still on the minds of many. And here at home, local clergy are now taking a look at the precautions and plans they have in place in case of an active shooter.
All you have to do is get to know him.
I was literally devastated.
You said, surely you didn't draw a conclusion.
If they got to come and be in fear, then I struggle with that.
Pastor Rose Whitfield preaches at the First Baptist Church of Macomb. She says it's been hard to come to terms with what happened in Sutherland Springs, Texas last month when a man opened fire on a congregation, killing 26 people. Tell me just some of the words that were going through your mind when you
Fear,
got the news.
anger, frustration, disappointment. How dare you was the one. How dare you? But to know that you're in the house of God where you're supposed to feel safe.
Pastor Whitfield says she didn't know what to think as a pastor of a church, but she says it did feel like it hit close to home.
I was trying to just see, how do I, as a clergy, as a pastor, how do I respond to my parishioners? And I'm standing in the pulpit. I'm a target.
Macomb Police Chief Kurt Barker says his department is going through extensive training for these types of situations, and now they've been meeting with local clergy leaders to have a plan in place in case of an emergency.
Well, one of the new programs out there is called ALICE.
That's Alert, Lockdown, Inform, Counter, and Evacuate.
And we've been offering it now for almost 2 years, and followed up doing individual trainings with different businesses. We've done it at the schools, and now we're looking to, provide some information on the training to all of our church leaders.
And one example police gave to clergy leaders showed how easy it is for someone to just casually walk into a service and nobody knows if they're armed or not.
If that violence does get to you, then you counter. And if all you have is the items in front of you, well, then you start throwing those items to distract the individual.
Tell me, do you feel that your church members are safe?
I feel that they feel they are. I know there are probably some concerns, but to be candid, I never think about that.
But just be alert. And if you come across that individual that doesn't seem right, he's suffering from mental health issues, and you think that he might be a risk, then tell somebody. You have to inform someone.
Danny and Jennifer, my thanks to the churches that allowed me to film. Also, one of the safety measures that Pastor Whitfield plans to make is installing a 360 surveillance camera that would rotate around the church in and outside during the services, and especially in the parking lot. I also met a minister. He didn't want to go on camera or an interview, but he told me he's going to start stashing guns underneath the pulpit while he preaches. Not only that, he said that he's going to even start a bulletproof glass casing around where the pulpit is to protect him. It really shows the level of concern.
Well, thank you, Devin. A 19-year-old is facing charges for possession of a controlled substance. Preston Buller of Galesburg was stopped by a deputy on a speeding violation along Route 9 on Tuesday. The sheriff's office reports that their K-9 was called to the scene after the stop. Deputies say that they seized 31 grams of mushrooms, 10 grams of marijuana, and 2 pipes containing burnt marijuana residue during a search. Bullard is being held in McDonough County Jail.
2 Missouri residents are facing charges for possession of a controlled substance, a hypodermic needle, and drug paraphernalia. The McDonough County Sheriff's Office reports that 40-year-old Courtney Griffith and 29-year-old Jacob Grover were stopped late Monday night on Highway 41 at the south end of Bushnell. Grover was driving the vehicle and had crossed the center line of the road on 2 separate occasions. The Sheriff's Office K-9 was called to the scene, and a subsequent search led to the seizure of 2 grams of suspected cocaine, 2 syringes, and other items with suspected cocaine residue on them. Both were lodged in McDonough County Jail.
The Macomb Police Department has a new way of informing the communities about crimes. A public information kiosk is up and running outside of the police department. The system's purpose is to display safety tips, missing people, and most wanted criminals. These systems have been useful in states such as Florida, Georgia, and Louisiana. Deputy Adam Creamer hopes to have 5 to 6 more located around the county within the next few months.
There's another scam going around now. Scammers are calling, posing as U.S. Marshals, and warning people that they will be arrested unless they pay a fee. They instruct you to pay for a prepaid debit card, then they take the card's value, and just like that, your money is gone. These scammers use real badge numbers and fake phone numbers that look official. If you happen to receive one of these phone calls, hang up and report it to the local Marshals Service office.
More information ongoing with contract negotiations between the WIU administration and the University Professionals of Illinois. WIU President Jack Thomas wrote a letter to the campus community on Tuesday expressing his willingness to work with UPI on the contract. The letter addresses rumors stating the administration does not want to reach an agreement. Thomas has hosted several town hall meetings and brown bag lunch conversations this semester to hear any concerns within the university. He says he will continue to reach out and work towards a compromise with the teachers union. News 3 will continue to follow this developing story.
Coming up on News 3 Live at 4. Find out how Amtrak will now be handicap accessible and how Macomb was chosen to start the project.
And Illinois has been around for 200 years. Find out how Macomb is celebrating, coming up next on Live at 4.
I think just working with everybody in the newsroom, everybody has such a great camaraderie. All the opportunities that I've been given here have just been amazing to expand on that resume. I try not to beat myself up on the mistakes I make because there's so many opportunities. Just giving that experience, and this is how I got to do things in the real world, is really what the broadcasting and journalism department has done for me. When you have a really good show and that everybody nailed it, I mean, that's one of the best feelings in the world.
Oh, emojis! I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you! She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze.
Help up the hand!
Ah, there you go.
Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, Jane!
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
I want to be able to stand in front of a camera and tell people the story of what the weather's going to be like that day, or be able to tell people, hey, there's something coming your way, you need to take cover, you need to watch out. And being able to stand in front of a camera and tell not only people who are directly involved but their family members as well, like, this is what's going on. It's been very important to me because, you know, being in those situations where you are relying on the news to tell you what's going on. And I like to be a part of that and helping people with that.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. Live at 4 continues.
The Macomb Amtrak station is now handicap accessible. On Tuesday, the city held a ribbon cutting to celebrate the finishing of the ADA compliant project. Macomb was chosen as the pilot location for the project. Amtrak is planning to make all of their stations completely ADA compliant in the coming years. The event including talks by Amtrak, Macomb officials, and Mayor Mike Inman.
Illinois is celebrating its 200th year. Macomb celebrated by raising a pair of bicentennial flags on Monday. The Macomb High School Choir sang the state song of Illinois and the Star-Spangled Banner. The flags are being flown outside the Macomb City Hall and Courthouse. The flags will be flying all year to commemorate the bicentennial.
Final exams are coming next week and can bring stress to students, unhealthy diets, and lack of sleep. News 3's Raul Villalobos has some tips to get students through these exams.
'Tis the season for studying, studying, and more studying. With final exams well underway, many students are having a difficult time to cope with the stress.
For the harder classes that I take, I feel stressed about having to go back and learn all the material that we learned throughout the semester and memorize it for the final exam.
Depending on the class I do, say if it were example math or science or something like that, I definitely would stress harder than if it was like a Spanish or an English class that I would have to take.
Poor eating habits and sleepless nights pile up, leaving students more worn down and unhealthy by the end of exams.
So students should make sure that they're eating a balanced diet. Eating a balanced diet will help make sure that they have enough nutrients going to their brain. It'll help them avoid getting sick and will also help them stay focused.
If stress is starting to affect you negatively, the University Counseling Center is here for support.
So it's important to know our bodies and know what causes us stress. In order for students to better prepare for finals, they should stay well rested, eat a balanced diet, remember to start studying early so don't procrastinate, and to take breaks often.
So if you're planning to spend your last week in the library, just remember to take a break. Reporting for News 3, I'm Raul Villalobos.
For more helpful final exam tips and information, visit www.wiu.edu/UCC to schedule your appointment today.
We are 2 weeks away from the official start of winter, but the winter weather is definitely upon us. News 3's Molly Naslin has a look at your weekly forecast.
I was born in St. Charles, Missouri, and grew up with my mom and dad and my younger sister. Funniest or most terrifying? I used to get in trouble for laughing on air, and one day we had someone kind of come in and straighten me out a little bit, if that makes sense, and everybody got a pretty good kick out of that one. My favorite thing about News 3 is probably how close we can get in a learning environment to the real world, not only from great things like this studio to the production room and even our writing lab. It's almost like what the professionals use.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be tornado next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Create your success at Western Illinois University. Automatic scholarships and affordable education and more are all yours at Western Illinois University. Apply today at wiu.edu.
Good afternoon and welcome back, Macomb. We have added a dog to ease some of those pre-final stress, and it's 28 degrees out, a little bit chilly, but plenty of sun out there right now. Winds are out of the west at 14 miles per hour, making it feel even colder, unfortunately. Humidity is at 42%, and that dew point is down at 8 degrees. So that temperature is going to have to drop quite a bit in order for us to see any sort of frost or anything. Looking at the current surface map, as you can see, the south actually has some rain right now, and this is following this front pattern right up on towards the east coast. But right now, we have a high pressure system over us, which is making it possible for us to see some of those sunnier skies. Looking at the almanac, we're a little bit below average for what we usually have right now. This is quite a bit of a change from being well above average, and we've had a high of 67 on this day and a low of -8. So I'll take that low we have coming up tonight. This is a look at the wind chills. As you can see up in our area, it's very chilly, below 20 with those wind chills, feeling close to 17 degrees actually. And looking at our Midwest weather tracker, again, you can see the outline of that high pressure system because there are no clouds over our area. Looking at the temperatures currently, again here in Macomb, it is 28 degrees. Down in Beardstown, you are seeing 31, and over in Quincy, you are seeing 34 degrees right now. Tonight, we're going to see our temperatures get well below freezing with 18 degrees here in Macomb, 19 up in Burlington, and 20 down in Quincy. Tomorrow, we're going to see highs right around average for this time of year now with high of 39 degrees here in Macomb, 40 in Beardstown, and 42 in Quincy. Tomorrow night, again below freezing with 23 here in Macomb, 27 in Beardstown, and 28 in Springfield. Again, tonight we're going to see a low of 18 degrees, clear skies, making it feel even colder, especially with those winds out of the southwest at 13 miles per hour. It's going to be a very cold one. Make sure you have a jacket on hand. Tomorrow, sunnier skies, partly cloudy with some clouds, high of 39 degrees with winds out of the southwest at 12 miles per hour. And a very consistent forecast as far as our sky conditions go, with partly cloudy skies for the entire 5 days ahead of us, with temperatures right around the upper 30s and mid 40s.
Molly, I love that you're optimistic there. At least it's not -8 out.
Not yet, no.
But as it cools down outside, the action on the hardwood heats up inside. Both Macomb High and Bushnell Prairie City girls basketball looking for some momentum, but who came out on top earlier in the week? That answer, plus WIU women's basketball falling back into a groove. As a bunch of video starts playing, all the basketball highlights, there they are, that you can handle and more. Coming up next in sports.
Do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
I learned broadcasting for 3 years in high school, so towards my senior year, I was pretty much invested in wanting to pursue a career. And I do enjoy it now, but I'm searching for a way to make sure that it's something that I want to pursue after college. That way, I'll be able to wake up every day and say, this is something I want to do, this is something that I love, this is something that I can teach, I can spread, I can affect people with.
never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in the shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Welcome back to Live at 4. Although there's a size difference among the two schools, there's still a rivalry feel between the Lady Bombers and the Lady Spartans on the basketball court. Not a far trip for MHS visiting rival Bushnell Prairie City. As we wait, drum roll, we got the drum roll ready for the video. Drum roll, there it is. The lights off for the Spartan intro. Ooh, but then the lights would go back on, and Jordan Hare is spot on from 3. A little bit of a nonchalant pass for Emma Hoyer. She picks it up, and the bank is open. The lead would increase even more in the first quarter after another triple by Hare, this one from the wing, 21-6 Bombers after 1. To the second quarter, the BPC offense woke up. Great pass, Madison Allen to Summer Shannon. The senior lays it in. Allen again with the assist, this time to Emma Bradford in the left corner for 3. The Spartans beat the Bomber press ahead to Allen, who scoops it high atop the glass, trimming the Macomb advantage to 26-18. Macomb ended the first half strong. Erica Dawson outside to Grace Stuffelbein from the corner, 37-26 Bombers at the half. Hare slips her way underneath for the hoop and the harm, but BPC not completely out of it just yet. Alex Statler rainbows in a 3-ball from the near corner. It was too much outside shooting, though, from the Bombers. Hannah Howard drains it from straight on as MHS began to pull away. The system works to perfection against Bushnell Prairie City. Macomb plays host to Rushville Industry tonight at 7:30, while BPC plays next at home on Monday against Illini West. For Brett Taylor, Macomb has been home since he was born. The star Leatherneck linebacker's time playing in his hometown may be over, but he leaves a lasting legacy. Brett Taylor, it was never a question where he wanted to continue his football career.
Growing up, you know, Western was always a school. My parents would take me to every single game. I had Thanksgiving dinner with like Mike Cyphers when I was a little kid, and fell in love with the program. And then in high school, they offered me, you know, junior year, they were my very first offer.
And it's been fun to watch Brett evolve from the goofy little kid who ran around on the block to somebody who really figured out what he wanted to do, be dedicated to his sport.
The Macomb community has always been there for Brett.
It means a lot, you know. They were supporting me way back when I was a little kid playing Little League Baseball. They supported me all throughout high school, and then when I got here, they've been supporting me as well. So they've been with me since the beginning, and I can't thank them enough for that.
I feel that he thinks that Macomb High, the city of Macomb, is his home and his big family.
However, he has also had an impact on the community he grew up in.
Look how many kids at Halloween were dressed up as Brett Taylor. You know, that right there says it all.
That was probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. You know, my mom was sending me pictures at kids at her school. Kids came over to actually my house to take pictures with me, and that was just an awesome feeling.
It's a really nice thing for the community because it really shows those kids at that level that you can go on and do things if you put your mind to it.
Coach Sears and others have seen Brett improve in more ways than one over the years.
In the last 2 or 3 years, he has just grown not only as a football player, but as a person. And you know, the kids love him. And you know, the thing about it is that he might be at camp and I might turn around and there might be 15 third graders on top of him and he's carrying the football and they're trying to tackle him. You know, he's a big kid at heart.
The impact that you can have on, you know, the small Rushvilles, Good Hopes, Macombs, you know, you talk about that and kids say, can I do it? And they go, oh yeah, they can do it. And really people have missed out if they haven't come out to see him play.
Taylor has been announced as one of 3 finalists for the Buck Buchanan Award, given out each year to the best defensive player in all of FCS football. He also signed with an agent and is planning to take football as far as it can take him. Western Illinois women's basketball trying to build on back-to-back wins at home versus Southeast Missouri State. Summer League Player of the Week Taylor Higginbotham introduced by the velvety tones of News 3's own John Benedek. Olivia Brown rifles it down inside to Higginbotham, takes a tumble, but is rewarded for it. Good ball movement early on for the Leathernecks, resulting in a Michelle Farrow trifecta. And then Emily Clemens, she's eyeing the WIU all-time assist record. She adds another as Farrow knocks down another tray. The Leathernecks got off to a 17-2 start. The Redhawks tried to claw themselves back into the game. This corner three by Adriana Murphy sure helped. And boy, can Morgan Bloomer shoot the basketball. Shows it here from the wing as WIU tried to overpower SEMO in the second quarter. Higginbotham splits two defenders, still scores. Counted and won Western by 20. Clemens doing what she does best on the run, dishing it to Higginbotham for the transition layup, 52-25 WIU at half. Leathernecks had a little bit of a scoring drought in the third quarter, but Farrow snaps them out of it. The Leathernecks cruise past the Redhawks to improve to an impressive 8-2 on the season. Western travels south to Tennessee to face the Austin Peay Governors. They are on a 7-game winning streak. That ball game starts Saturday afternoon at 2. Back inside Western Hall on Wednesday night, the Leatherneck men hosting the American Eagles, not the clothing brand. Kobe Webster beats the first half buzzer on a fadeaway three. Western led 32-26 at half. To the second half, Jeremiah Usiosfi, more like Usiosa, three from the wing. Almost halfway through the second half, Dalen Ankrum, don't do it to him. Oh, he did it to him. Pulls up and knocks down the trifecta, 46-38 Leathernecks. The Eagles were in it for a while. Jesse Little was there to place it back in, keeping the deficit at 8 points. But Saeed Nelson on the drive. Oh, my sweet goodness. Brandon Gilbeck with the menacing block. Sam Iorio in transition for the Eagles. This layup is not blocked. And then the Leathernecks close out the game on a big run. Great ball movement leads to another Usiosfi three from the corner. The Leathernecks get back in the win column, 69-56 over American. WIU welcomes in a very talented Milwaukee squad to Western Hall on Saturday night at 7. That's all for sports, folks. Final words next.
I understand. I know it's not your typical resume.
Okay, well.
But candidate. But I've been working double shifts just to pay for books. I've been raising my 2 little brothers. I'm determined, driven, motivated. Isn't that what you're looking for?
Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.org.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
I started to think about doing broadcasting my freshman year. I started calling some football games for the freshman football team. My high school didn't really have a broadcasting program like some do, and so a lot of my stuff was just PA for different sports, for basketball, for volleyball. And my mom signed me up for a visit to come to Western on a Discover Western Day. And I walked through the doors of the rec center, and Buzz Hoon shook my hand and said, "Zach Stone, I've seen all your footage, I know who you are, and you belong here." And that's what really makes WIU feel like home.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else?
Or will you dare do something different?
Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills.
The smarts?
Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
I'm with Hilla.
While we're looking at this adorable baby picture of me, it's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Danny and I are seniors here at WIU, and we'll be graduating next Saturday.
I know it's hard to believe, and we want to thank everyone for tuning in. Oh, that's a good picture. Tune in this semester for supporting us. We would be nothing without our viewers. I'm glad I didn't get a baby picture on there, didn't get in cahoots with my mom there at all, because she definitely would send one in. So.
I've had a
all
great
about
time.
Embarrassing.
Yeah, I had a great time here at NEWS3 with Danny and Molly, and it's, you know, I'm gonna get kind of sad right now. I'm just
don't force the tears. I'll try not to force the tears. All about the ratings, right?
Well, that's all for us today.
Or is it all? I guess it is all for us today.
I guess it's all for us for the whole year.
Let's go for it. What, man? Well, hey, what the heck? But we are online all the time. Remember that.
Stay up to date with us, news3wiu.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Just search our handle, News3WIU. You can also search for us on YouTube and subscribe.
A reminder, this is our last newscast of the semester. You're probably saying, thank goodness. Stay tuned in February when News 3 will return. Jen and I won't be there. Molly will be there. Thank you for joining us this evening.
From all of us at News 3, have a good night, Macomb, and happy holidays.